Bum ba 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 bum na 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 na. Na, 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 na. All right, enough singing, Moody. Of course, today we got a Jada Toys exclusive from PaulMartStore. That's right. It's a limited edition. As you can see, the sticker right on the box. Limited edition PaulMartStore. All gray duds, gi, RYU. Super pumped to finally give you a review from Jada Toys, one of my favorite lines of the year. Of course, we'll be talking about that on one of our future shows. But in the meantime, let's get on with it. All right, let's address the elephant in the room right away. It is the PaulMartStore. Yes, this is official. Yes, it did arrive today. This is not a custom or anything. Jada Toys has been known for doing die cast. What they've been able to do with the Street Fighter line is just super impressive. And of course, Mega Man is starting to hit waves, and there's many other figures that are just going wild over there. And they're based out of City of Industry in California, so it makes sense that a local retailer who is known for selling figures over at Frankenson, very popular venue, if you will, for toys. And so, yeah, I mean, that's what you're getting. And now I'm sure if you're watching this review, you've already picked up or at least watched reviews of the Jada Toys figures, so you know what you're getting. Just want to give you a kind of look in case you're new to the line. I love this. I really just wish, you know, G.I. Joe Classified did that kind of old school packaging with the who's next. So they did really cool. Like, it's almost like you got to unlock the boss. So that's really dope. Not a lot of changes other than, of course, we have the newer figure there with the duds, but it is the same color panels on the side. And there's a look at the art from the OG first release RYU, which dropped at the beginning of the year. And then, of course, this PaulMart exclusive. And it does have the same exact background, in case you're wondering. No changes there. Just the Street Fighter RYU night scene. Looks like a little bit of a color change there on the side panel for the PaulMart RYU. Looks like a darker red. So that's really interesting right there. Looking at the back, it does showcase just RYU, so that's very interesting. The other one, collect them all. As far as figures at the bottom, appears to be the same. Cannot wait. I am all in on this line for sure. Right away, this alt attire, gray attire RYU just looks tremendous. It's a nice light gray that almost has like a tint of blue. Actually, on camera, it captures the blue, but in hand, it just looks like a very, very light gray. So it's interesting, which is good. I mean, we're here to take photos and videos of our figures anyway. And that navy, that, you know, it's not even navy. It's almost like a lavender headband, like purple and bluish. Yeah, it's just really, really, really pops underneath the hair. I actually did have a little dandruff flake, and I made a little Sharpie move. Not a little Sharpie can fix. I'm sure you can spot it, but it actually just looks like a cool lit up highlight, and somehow it matches some of the other kind of some of that hair and the bang. So after just kind of going over that one little tiny piece with the Sharpie, actually kind of gave him a cool little reflective like highlights or something. I don't know. That's just me. Overall, Jada Toys, if you don't know about them, they just feel great right out of the package. Of course, they look great. But yeah, it's not quite the Storm Collectibles feel, but just for the $24.99, you're getting a whole lot with this guy. And it just feels good. The joints feel good. It's just a touch looser here on the arm swivels. But all the joints, as far as the double elbows and the double knees, everything felt a little tight, which is good, but it felt a little looser than the original RYU, but not quite as loose as the evil RYU. Arguably the best line for the buck at $24.99, maybe besides G.I. Joe Classified, and of course we'll give you all the reasons as to why. As far as his face and any of the faces in Street Fighter 2, here in the final Challengers Ultra line, it's very, Very anime video game feel, which is what you want from Street Fighter. So they definitely they're more pronounced with the facial expressions. And I believe these Jada Toys Street Fighter characters are almost like a mesh of multiple sequels, of course, in Street Fighter 2. And this is the neutral, stoic, stern look. We also have an angry battle combat Soryuken, Hadouken. Looks like they missed some spots on the sideburns over near that headband. Not horrible though. On the teeth, the white teeth, we've got some of that coming out on the lips. Eyebrows don't look bad though, and the eyes look fine. So you could see almost like skin pores. That's how good the quality is of the paint that they're using. It's just kind of missing it, trying to make a lot. And then on the headband, it looks like we've got a whole line of the tan skin missed underneath. So the paint job in this one, and I'll do some comparisons, doesn't appear to be as good as some of the others. I know people had issues with the other Ryus, especially the evil one. And this alternate attire Ryu is definitely a much lighter skin tone than the orange flesh that we got. And as you can see, the headband, a little better paint job. There are some of that skin tone kind of showing, but it's not as apparent, maybe because the red and the orange are so similar compared to that purplish blue and the lighter skin. But yeah, a much different skin tone. To complete the trio, Evil Ryu with that a brownish tan, more olive brown skin tone, different paints around the eyes, but this is generally the same head sculpt. But as you can see with Evil Ryu, they did a tremendous job differentiating with the faces. So overall cool, gives you a whole new look, not just a different uniform. So that's pretty dope. I never realized this before, I never tried, but you can unbuckle the gi. I just had no idea that was even a thing. So that's really cool that you can do that. You can take the black belt off. Dope. Really cool. And the gi has really nice texture there, as you can see. Looks like real cloth. And this is a very soft PVC plastic on the gi. So much better choice than cloth would be. And of course, the hard plastic we see with like Marvel Legends and stuff like that. So just a tremendous job doing that. Let's get this guy posing for his model shoot, but we'll just do a quick look on the articulation. Of course, not everyone was thrilled with this Tanahashi torso, but I think it's cool. Obviously, is a different look than we had than say Fei Long, who's more of the Bruce Lee kind of very more ripped up. He's bulkier, which is funny if you look up the bio card on Ryu. He's 5'10" and 150 pounds, but looking more like 5'10", 195 or something like that. Definitely looking more of like a light heavyweight, someone who's in the lightweight division or whatever. So of course we have our butterfly joints, double pinless elbows. Let's get that. Cool. Yeah, absolutely looks good. No awkward squaring there. So look, that looks nice and realistic. We got the shoulder swivel. So you could see these flexibility there. Kind of gives you a better flex for the Hadouken. Definitely got some different shading on the chest, maybe an airbrush shading. So that's what I like. I like all this like airbrush texture. Gives it more of that the cutness. And then we got an ab crunch, double ab crunch. Not a whole lot of range on the torso, but it does rotate. It's on a nice ball. So we got upper thigh swivels there. Of course, double knees, no pins. Very cool. Got the ankle swivel, foot rocker. See the amount of posability that you can do. You can do the Hadouken pretty closely, among other things. So just wanted to show you that. And then side by side, the two RYU with their different Hadouken looks and their two angry faces. And then the evil RYU, as you could see. Just awesome job. In Street Fighter 2, the original RYU, which we'll assume this one is, had brown gloves. And then, so you cannot switch because of the different color tones. And then we had red gloves with evil RYU. So it's kind of strange that we can't switch. And then it would be nice to switch out this brown, but because of the different skin tones. But I'll take the different skin tones just to make them look different on the shelf. Of course, we have our Hadouken Blast with the acrylic display stand. It's a little weird because it never goes up high enough. This would be just way too low. It almost doesn't make sense, but it is a great effect. One of the stranger things too is you've got the hands inside and you cannot see it from the side, which is obviously the more iconic look. And from the front, I don't know, you're not going to do a whole lot of posing with the front, but yeah, it is a little complicated. You got to kind of spin it around and look for it, but it is there, I promise. I really do wish the Sonic the Hedgehog Hadouken blast effects were different than with the traditional RYU and this Ultra Tire, but it's literally the same accessory. Here we have a cool shot of our RYU versus Evil RYU with the Hadoukens. As you can see, the blast effect with Evil RYU, not only is it a purple, it's a longer, larger blast effect. There was also this one that was just completely different. So they added that in the exclusive. Here we got Fei Long in battle with our new RYU. Here we got RYU ducking under some cover from a massive attack from Chun-Li. Spoiler alert, she's one of the best figures of the year. I also got her from PaulMartStore, so shout out to them. They had it much earlier than some of the other retails when I couldn't find it. So should you cop the PaulMartStore RYU? Your mileage may vary. If you want all the RYUs and all the reuse and you're okay with that, then why not? Be all in. Of course, this is going to be one of those lines where you're like, it's just Street Fighter characters, I'm all in. Well, I got news for you. There's going to be plenty of variants coming through. Now, that's not an exclusive. That's just an educated guess. But look at the posing that you could do. Shoryuken, Hadouken, just all over the place. You can have the iconic poses. And why not add this RYU to your collection? Go check out PaulMartStore.com and go cop yourself a variant limited edition RYU right now. I'm going to go 4 out of 5 whiskeys on this. There could have been a little more to the blast effect. It's the same one that came with the original RYU. Otherwise, I'm very pleased with this one. New skin tones. There's some paint app issues, whatever, factory stuff, but I'm perfectly pleased with just collecting everything Jada Toys with the sick articulation and the different looks, and why not just get a bunch of different brawls on the shelves. Till next time, we'll see you in the toy aisle. It's Trav Moody. Have a happy holiday, everybody. Shoryuken!